Assalamualaikum. My name is Farhan bin Muhammad Adwan. My metric number is A23A2660. Today, I'm going to present about classical approach, general administrative by Henry Fayol. Here are Henry Fayol's background. A French mining engineer, Henry Fayol is well renowned as the father of modern management theory. Fayol worked at the French mining company, Commentary for Chambal and Deccan Seville, where he started as engineer but worked his way up to become the general manager and then the organization's director from 1888 to 1918. When Fayol took on the managerial role at the mining company, he chose to rely not on his technical skill, but on his ability as an organizer and his skills at handling people. Widely influential in the early 20th century, Henry Fayol wrote the book on management theory and work organization, named Administration Industrial et Generale. Henry Fayol introduced the theory that could be applied to all levels of management and for any department. Organization and managers still practice Fayol's principle of management to ensure an efficient and successful business. Here are the 5 elements of management by Henry Fayol. The first one is planning, organizing, coordinating, commanding, and controlling. To plan is to reckon and to prepare the future. To plan is to act ahead. To manage is to plan. It is the modern concept of strategy. Fayol stressed the practice of forecasting and planning. Fayol had drawn up operating plans for the commentary mine. He was told to increase production each year. When he declared that the mine's reserves were running out, the company executive management disputed his claim. External experts, however, confirmed Fayol's analysis. Fayol then planned how to extract all the remaining coal before closing the mine. Mining rights to the new deposit were acquired and the company activity was transferred to the new. In 1914, he sold off the asset at the exhausted commentary mine. Next, to install the productive resources, also known as organizing, is to provide the company with all that it requires in order to operate: supplies, tooling, financial personnel. Fayol used the word organizing, quite a broad term but no other word adequately capture Fayol's meaning. As a manager, he mainly developed human resources management. He worked on the formal structure of the firm, with its hierarchy and job description, recruitment and training. Supplies management would be the equivalent of today's manufacturing resources planning. Tooling would be the same as technology intelligence and manufacturing process management. Fayol's idea for financing were the equivalent of today's financial management. Fayol only detailed human resource management. The third one is to coordinate, is to harmonize a company different action, to correctly proportion things or act, and to adapt the means of the goal. The nature of the goal is of little importance. Fayol's doctrines apply to not-for-profit and public sector organizations, as well as to private enterprise. He believed that in a well-coordinated company, each department works in time with the others. The purchasing department knows that it must provide and when, and the production department knows what is expected of it. The maintenance department keeps the material and the equipment in working order. The finance department secures the necessary capital. The security department protects assets and people. Fayol was referring to the management of material flow, production, scheduling and runs, cash management, inventory management, and so on. The daily management of operation was constantly harmonized with the circumstances. Number 4, to command, is to lead operational activity. It is a leader's main day-to-day role. The importance of this activity is lessened by 3 previous preparatory management elements. It is nonetheless necessary to get activity underway and is the leader's role to trigger action. And lastly, to verify is to check that everything occurs in conformity with the defined plans, the established rules and the given orders, and the accepted principles. We should note that hierarchy already perform some verification. This management element occupy nearly 60% of FAYOL's 1918 book. Here are the viewpoints about the approach in today's context. Do any organizations still use the classical management theory? Though it's less prevalent in today's workforce, many companies still successfully utilize this theory management. For example, Nucor Steel is the largest steel producer in the United States and the nation's largest recycler. They pay incentive bonuses to all the employees, claim to have never laid off a worker, and have a egalitarian benefit policy. The base pay for manager is also lower than for competitive companies, so managers are incentivized and motivated to help the organization perform well. Another company that uses this theory is Costco. Their employees are paid nearly 50% more than competitive company. On top of that, the company contributes twice as much as its competitor for health benefit. Millerco Brewing uh, Co. is the largest single-site brewery in the world and also perform benefit from classical management theory. Some workers there have been with the company for decades and incentive bonuses are given out to workplace. These are just few notable examples of companies that still benefit from this management theory. Here are the related examples of each five element of management by Henry Fayol. The first one is planning. One of example Fayol's planning function is creating a budget in the company. Second one is organizing. An example of Fayol's organizing function is creating an organizational chart. The next one is coordinating. One of example of Fayol's coordinating function is holding team meeting. And third one is commanding. An example of FAYOL's commanding function is giving employee instruction, like by leader. And lastly, controlling. For FAYOL's controlling function, conducting performance review is a great example. Advantages of FAYOL's 5 function of management. The first one is provide a helpful way to think about the role of manager in an organization. The second one is to highlight the importance of planning, organizing, and controlling. The third one to emphasize the need for manager to able to work efficiently with other people. The fourth one provide a valuable framework for thinking about the role of management in organization. Lastly, they can be used to help manager to understand the relationship between different parts of the organization. Here are the three disadvantages of FAYOL's 5 function of management. The first one is tend to emphasize the technical aspect of management. This can make it challenging for managers to understand the importance of other aspects of their job, such as interpersonal skill. Next, not always reflect the reality of how organizations actually operate. In many cases, managers are not able to complete all of the function due to the time constraint or other limitation. And lastly, can be too simplistic. They can make it difficult for managers to understand the complexities of managing an organization. The conclusion is, FAYOL 5 functions of management may seem simple on paper, but in practice, they require a great deal of skill and experience. However, by understanding and applying management principles, organizations can be better equipped to achieve their goal.